Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome to the channel. Um, it's Rad, and in today's stream, we're gonna check on the week that we're going into, which is 11th to 17th of September 2023, and the collective for the week itself. You can see into the thumbnail. Nonetheless, I'm going to show you the cards right now. But before that, Yasmin, thank you for the 20 US dollars PayPal support. I was about to say super chat, but actually you did it through PayPal. So thank you so much, Yasmin. At the end of the stream, you will have your reading as usual of what is going to be the week for you personally. Or rather, how is going to be the week for you personally. Rocky, welcome to the stream. Hello, Ashley. Welcome to the stream as well. So, the cards for the week as follow. The first one, that is 8 of Pentacles, followed by the 6 of Swords. In that particular deck, I always confuse the 6 of Swords with the 7 of Swords. It so much resembles 7 of Swords. But also when you look into it closely, it also corresponds to the 6 of Swords as well. So 7 of Swords, second card. And the third one, that will be Justice. Those three cards, this is how the elemental dignity pretty much stands. These three. An immediate communication from these cards, at least toward me, was the time is pretty much of the essence. And the week itself is going to be pretty much filled up with many responsibilities and actions that we will have to take participation in. So basically, these are unavoidable involvements of our behalf or on our behalf, that because the 6 of Swords is next to the 8 of Pentacles, they are a bit out of character, or rather like they are a bit out of plan. That also could be considered as a plan B as well, or maybe plan C also. It's kind of like, you know, you do have your presumptions. You presume that things are going to work out that way. That's going to be the best case scenario, but you also have another plan in case the shits hit the fan. And in some departments, this is what's going to happen. I mean, people are going to find themselves ill prepared, not exactly as far as they think they are, and they will have to kind of like double time so they can catch up with the whole situation. But ultimately, for what the cards are showing towards for the duration of the weekend, towards the end of the week, all the, how can I put it into words, all the details that have been, you know, left either overlooked or neglected or underperformed was the word that I was searching for. They weren't actually neglected or, you know, overlooked, but rather, like I said, underperformed, are going to be fixed and catch up with. And so by the end of the week, all of us should feel kind of prepared or equally prepared to finally start making some progress in all of the areas of our lives. Those cards do have a specific message to people who are single and that are looking for love. And it is about excuses, guys. I mean, because I fall in that regard, all right, we should stop making excuses, okay? We should stop making excuses why we are not connecting with people. And instead, we should kind of like step into the world, show ourselves out, and describe, or rather like express, convey that we are ready to share our lives with someone else. Rocky, thank you for the 28 Canadian dollars super chat support. And Taco, thank you for the $22.22 super chat. Thank you, Rocky. Thank you, Taco. Let me put you into the list, guys. Hey, Teddy. Yeah, I could say that it is above average. The day I have. Okay, so you guys, the end of the stream, you are going to have your personalized reading over the week and how the week is going to affect you personally. So a few notes about the show before I move forward. There are going to be now 12 readings, one for each star sign. It is important that you do listen to your sun sign, moon sign, and as well rising sign. Pisces Moonbeam is going to explain you why, but long story short, that is how you get the full picture, okay? Not just only listening to your sun sign or to your moon sign or to your rising sign, to all three of those. And I'm going to start from Aries and I'm going to end up with Pisces. Basically, I'm going to do the star signs in their ordinary fashion. And the readings are going to be the same format, 3 cards are readings for your star sign, so they're not your personal readings. Therefore, they will affect you to a certain extent. If you do listen to all 3 to a major extent, I would rather say. But they will not going to happen to be, or very seldom they do happen to be the answer to your, the specific answer to your question. So if you do wish me to interpret for your own personal situation and receive specific answer to your questions, you can always go to my website, which link you will find in the description down below. And there on the very front page, you will see full list of my services and also their pricing. For any of you who decides to support the stream through Super Chat or through PayPal, which link you will also going to find in the description down below, you guys are going to have your reading at the end of the stream. That's pretty much guaranteed, just like Yasmin, Taco, and Rocky. What kind of a progress, Taco? Oh, you mean for the collective? Well, it's more like catching up so you can make a progress rather than, you know, the progress itself. All right, first star sign, that will be Aries. You can track which star sign I'm reading for by following the glyph being displayed on my right hand side. Okay, so for Aries, King of Pentacles, it is the first one, followed by the World. And it is the Three of Swords. Those 3 cards. So the week will revolve for you, Aries, around a specific person, or it could be a congregation of people, like some kind of an entity, for example. So I'm going to name it as a person, but bear in mind that, again, it could be an entity. So it's like a final offer that you are going to get from them this week. So for example, you know, you are applying for work and you are negotiating about your salary and about the perks and about the boons that you will get from there, and it's going back and forth, and this week is going to be their final offer. And by the way, if that is what, you know, if for what it's worth, with that Three of Swords being next to the King of Pentacles, for them it kind of feels backwards, in the sense of kind of like that they are the one who is giving away, all right, more than they should. So that should give you the hint that that is as far as you can stretch. Okay, and if this doesn't suit you, ain't gonna get any better, at least not from this person or from a from that institution, this entity. So that is their final offer. You take it or you leave it. On a personal level, this is a week where you are going to come up with some kind of investments that you will have in mind to do, and they are going to be enough. Okay, they are going to be enough so you can get the job done. So it's going to be rather quite of a maximalizing week, for a lack of better expression, where you are going to get the maximum out of something, whether you like it or not, or what's the maximum. What I mean is that whether you like what the maximum is or not, well, that is completely subjective and relative. So it will be different for every single one of you. All right, so next, that will be Taurus. Or for Aries, that could be your business partner, you know, telling you what he's or she is agreed to as a business partnership, take it or leave it, you know. Or your significant one that is coming up to close a deal with you about your relationship. Again, take it or leave it, and so on and so forth. Hello, Yarabi. 10 of no, that's not 10 of wands, it's 9 of wands. Followed by the Chariot. And a final one that we have, that's going to be the Six of Swords. Actually, a really good week for Taurus, all right? So these are the cards we have as they stand. Okay. And basically what they communicate is that you are going to find a much easier way to, let's say, grapple for the results you are chasing. It's going to be a bit unorthodox though. Okay, so basically this week there's going to be a moment of courage, a moment of heroism, for a lack of a better expression, that you are going to show up and basically take some kind of a step that is going to amaze, maybe as well baffle the people around you, also yourself as well. You're going to baffle and amaze yourself taking on that step, because up until this point, maybe such kind of action, such kind of a decision taking, or maybe such kind of a statement from your behalf was unfathomable, but now it's gonna be the most logical thing you do. Fine, to do. And once you do it, things are gonna become so much easier from there on moving forward. It's not gonna feel anymore that the odds are stacked against you. It's kind of like a game-changing week for you, Taurus, where, you know, you don't have to feel kind of like overburdened or overstressed, and even kind of like with your back against the wall anymore. There is a guidance from these cards from you guys, and that is, think about it, okay? If you constantly daydream about some kind of a wish you have, or some kind of a goal you have, or target, or a dream straight away, is that enough to make it come true? And the answer pretty much is obvious, and it is no, it's not enough. You gotta do something about it, and that is the week where you will find a way how to do something about it and start making it a reality. All right, next, Gemini. Queen of Swords. So you also are going to, your week also is going to revolve around a person. Is that going to be an ally or an enemy though? One is going to be a huge win, the other huge setback. It's an ally. Four of Wands. And it is it's an Ace of Pentacles. It is an ally, but it is not the ally we kind of want. And I'll tell you why. So you're doing your stuff, right? And you are entering into this week. You are toiling for your work. You are performing into your relationship. And suddenly that person comes about and tells you you're doing it wrong, mate. Okay, you're just doing it dead wrong. There are some important things that you're just not paying attention to. You're just not kind of like attending to these important details, and this is why you cannot get that promotion you are after, you cannot get that raise you want, you can't kind of like convince that person of interest to be with you, and so on and so forth. And on top of that, this person is going to tell you, lay back and see how it's done. So they will perform right away in front of you, either through giving you an examples, or just straight away are going to show you how the game pretty much is played. That is because the the Queen of Swords, I'm sorry, especially with the Four of Wands, that is an individual who definitely can push things through. And it is not the help we want, because it's a help of a criticism, very constructive one. And on top of that, it is not a physical help, like, you know, they kind of like doing things for our behalf and kind of like fixing situations and whatnot. It's more like pointing a finger on what needs to be fixed, on what needs to be reprimanded, you know, and on what needs to be corrected, so we can become as successful as they are, because they are very successful. I mean, there isn't a thing in this world that they cannot accomplish should it fall into their I was about to say psychology, civilization, and their understanding as well. So it's for you, Gemini, that is a week where you can prepare yourself to traverse from one stage of your life into another, but you need to listen to that person that is going to show up. Oh, Lisa, yeah, I mean that is my state when I have a kidney crisis. You know, up until the point where I'm fine, like I'm right now, you know, I may worry about, for example, money, or I may worry about, for example, loneliness and all these kind of things. And when the kidney crisis strikes, I just don't care. Right? I mean, all the world can burn for all I care. I just want the pain gone. Right? I just want the pain gone. I just want to be normal again. So you are right. I mean, that these are the moments where we do understand that the most important thing, that's health, right? That is to be normal. Cancer. Queen of Cups. Ace of Swords. I don't like that. The Sun. Yeah, Leslie, I'm sorry to hear that, Leslie. It's kind of like the worst thing ever not to be normal health-wise, I mean. So this isn't good. Why? Well, because it's a friend. These cards are saying that that's going to be a week where a friend is going to withhold a an information, something important from you, just so you don't feel bad. Okay, and that's look in their eyes. It looks like they're making you a favor, but actually it isn't a favor. That is, can I put it into words? That is like bending the truth. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, that's a week where maybe you should trust your healthy sense of mistrust. That is the best advice I can give you. Other than that, the whole week is going to feel unnatural to you, Cancer. I mean, it's going to go fine, it's going to go well, but you are going to have that nagging feeling that something isn't just quite right. And that is because you're not going to have all the facts, you're not going to have all the information in order to put a accurate diagnosis over what situation you're in. You know, the situation over around that surrounds your work, or the situation that surrounds your love life or your business and whatever the case. And that is just something that you do gnash your teeth and just powerhouse through it. It's not something you can fix. Okay. So things are going to normalize with time. Now it's just, you got to live with that nagging feeling. According to the cards, nothing bad is going to happen. Okay. It's just, you're not going to have all the facts. That's how it stands for that week. All right, next, Leo. So it's going to be a completely normal week for Cancer, aside from, you know, some things that they're going to be oblivious about. Three of Swords. Six of Swords. Ace of Cups. I'll need a moment here. That is it's a very rude push. Kind of like in those movies, I can't name a movie right now, but in those movies where the coach, it's insulting and it is pushing and pushing verbally, that is, the athlete, so they can perform better. Okay. And such kind of a thing we do have. And in your career, maybe as well in your love life, Leo, you may hear things about yourself. Okay. Like, for example, that you're not doing well, and that is, I mildly say, to say the least. I mean, these statements, as per the Three of Swords, they are going to be more of a version of a mental cruelty. So you're really gonna feel it. I mean, you're really gonna feel insult. At some point, you also may feel that like a crap. Okay, like you're not good for that place. You're not good for that person. You're not good for that job, which isn't true, right? So the important thing for you in the duration of this week, it's kind of like to push aside those negative feelings, which creation of is by the thoughts that are planted in your head of that mental cruelty, and just do the best you got. Many of the statements which are going to hurt you are going to be based on a previous actions, on the past, so to speak. certain situations that you have failed are going to be brought as an example, right? And it's really going to, you are going to feel that that is like a blow beneath the waist, and it's going to be a blow beneath the waist. Okay, so low, but he's going to get the job done. I mean, he's going to put you with your back against the wall, and that is going to be the moment where you are going to perform the best you got. Okay, so prepare yourself in this week really to face a nasty attitude, for a lack of better expression. If this is going to suit you a bit, you're not going to be the only one that is going to, how can I put it into words, that is going to suffer. The people around you who are involved in the situation, they are also going to be treated maybe not as harsh as you, but they're also going to be treated harsher than they deserve. Right. Next. Virgo. Eight of Swords. Two of Wands. King of Cups. Anna, thank you for the $20 super chat. Thank you, Anna. The end of the stream, you will have your personalized reading, how the week is going to manifest for you, how the week is going to affect you. So make sure you stick till the end of the stream. So, well, Virgo, right now, just before entering into the week, you may have the feeling that you can't do it alone, all alone, that you may need a, it's like a extended hand from whomever, you know, maybe from your wife or a husband, maybe from your family, maybe from your boss, whatever the case. But the truth of the matter is, or according to these cards, the very least, is that you do feel that way because you are limiting yourself. And this week you will bring down those self-imposed limitations. For example, it just came to my mind right now, that example. You may have the impression that you should wait until someone kind of like reaches out to you and asks you out. That is self-imposed limitation. That is exactly what we're talking about, waiting someone to extend a hand. You don't have to. Okay, you must not to. If you like something, you go forward and take it. So this is going to be a week where you are going to bring down those self-imposed limitations, and whatever felt like a good accomplishment up until this point, good achievement, right, good result up until this point, suddenly will appear to be just a partial one, because you can go there for so much more. You can go for a greater positions at your business or at your work. You can expand the relationship you have. You know, it's just everything. Okay. And what stopped you by up until this point? Again, self-imposed limitations. And that is going to be the week where you're going to bring those down, or those walls rather, down. So don't wait someone to do the job for you, guys. You don't have to. You don't need to. Right, next, Libra. News Devon, thank you for the £5. Thank you, News Devon. By the end of the stream, or at the end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized reading on the inquiry you gave me, which is what you need to know. Okay. All right. So, Libra. Three of Swords. Four of Swords. Six of Wands. All right. So, that will be a week where you will reap a great rewards. All right, that's going to be a week where you will have a peak of experience. Truly peak of experience. It's going to feel like amazing. I don't know how to explain it. That will be the week where you get the rewards about your work, a week where you get the recognition you deserve, and so on and so forth. And that itself is gonna bring some fears, for a lack of better expression. I mean, you will be, to a certain extent, kind of petrified about what may come, or about the loss of it moving forward. Imagine it that way. You worked for a certain position at your work, right, at your job, and that's going to be the week where you finally get it. And now the thought comes, what if I'm not good enough? Okay, what if I fail? What if I can't just live up to the standards? What if I make a mistake? And those thoughts are gonna fester if you allow them to as well. So what is highly advisable is to speak with a professional, like psychologist, right? Or some kind of an advisor, a mentor, or whatever the case. Like someone who trusts, whom you know you will get an objective opinion about things. Okay, that is one way, or the most effective way, according to these cards, to banish those thoughts. Because what will happen is a psychological moment, right? And that is, by the way, supported by a study. When you think about a failure, it is much more common, or or the chance is greater to make a failure instead of thinking of success. For example, if you are on a competition and you have to perform something, let's say juggling, and while you juggle, if you think of how you are going to drop a ball, it is much more common that you are going to drop a ball, and that has nothing to do invoking the power of the universe of positive thinking. It is because your body follows your thought, right? You think about something, your body does something. So it is very, very important, and your mind does what you think. So it's very important that you do think positively, not to invoke, or if you do prefer, you may look at it that way, but that's not the reason. That is a stance that you're going to take, that you're not going to fail, and thus it is less likely that you will make a wrong decision, or rather like a wrong action going forward. Okay, So that was Libra. Moving next, we have Scorpio. Six of Wands. Eight of Wands. The Chariot. Alright, so there isn't much to be said about Scorpio, right? And this is going to be one of the most luckiest weeks they ever had. Or at least this year, because it's just... Can I put it into words, guys? The good fortune, let's put it that way, is going to not follow us, but rather chase us, stalk us, right? The good fortune is going to stalk us. And basically, whatever we start doing into the upcoming week, it's simply going to work out. And if you think that you don't have what to do, well, just wait for a while, right? Because you ain't gonna lack options available. We ain't gonna lack options available. Options available, good options available are gonna stalk us. A good performance is gonna stalk us. The appraisal, it's just, you know, people are going, when they look at us, they are going to look upon us with awe. All right, they're just going to be kind of like thrilled and amazed and enthusiastic of what we can accomplish and what we can achieve. And above everything else, it's kind of going to look like it's done with ease, like it was a piece of cake, like it was a walk in the park. And it will be, at least throughout this week for us. So that's going to be an amazing week for Scorpio. And just like with Libra, we are going to get recognition and we are going to get rewards for our efforts. But we will face them with no fear whatsoever. Okay. So next, that will be Sagittarius. Page of Swords. Ace of Wands. Seven of Swords. All right, guys. It's a all right, I will explain it that way. Something is going to show up. And under something, I mean this something is going to be very gainful enterprise. Okay. And unfortunately, and that's going to be really unfortunate. I mean, I am Sagittarius as well, because I do have a bigger stellium in there rather than in Scorpio. Okay, so Sagittarius energy affects me greatly. And unfortunately it is, because a person we considered as a friend, it will clash with us on that enterprise. Basically, I can't say that they will want it for themselves, okay? But we definitely gonna see a fearsome opposition there for one or another reason. And this is an opposition that we just cannot get a common ground with. I mean, the whole understanding, the whole concept, the whole reasons of involvement from both sides is going to be completely different. Okay, so if we do chase a a job because we like it, they will chase it because it's for money, all right? And the competition is on a completely different aspect, and therefore we just can't agree with them, nor they can agree with us, all right? No matter what we say, no matter what they say, it's incomprehensible from both sides why the other side gets involved. And therefore that may be very well an end of a friendship that we do have on an expense of gainful enterprise. And it should be, okay? It should be, because at least the way I look at it is that if a friend is going to kind of like become an enemy just because they saw something beneficial for them into my enterprise, then they don't deserve to be my friend. That's just my opinion, all right? This enterprise is going to show up on two criteria. One is that we're going to see it a very beneficial for our own agenda. And the second criteria is that gainful enterprise is going to be born from a quite independent and original thought of ours. It is basically up until this point, no one thought of it like that. That could be a quite unique idea of how to make business, and our friend, when we share it with our friend and they start trying to execute it on their own, right? It's like they're stealing our idea. That could be also the case. So prepare yourself, Sagittarius, because the clash for at least those cards are showing is kind of inevitable. But what I think is going to happen is that we are now involved with that person, kind of like either partners or we are helping that person, okay? And suddenly that gainful enterprise shows up for us and we don't have any more the resources to kind of like be a partner with that individual or to help them, because now we have to chase our own thing and they really gonna start hate us for it. Yadabi, thank you for the $20 super chat. And Jasmine, thank you for the $20 as well. Thank you, Jasmine. Let me put you into the list, girls, in the end of the stream. And Jasmine do have a specific inquiry, so okay. All right. Going forward. Capricorn. Four of Cups. That is Seven of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. It's a sign of a strong belief. So this is going to be a fairly peaceful week for you. And a lot of things are going to go your way, especially when it comes to things that are related to your security and to your stability, like things with your job, like things with your money, like things with your home, your family, all that. It is a crucial part of you feeling kind of like stable and sorted out. Okay, so many of those are going to go your way. And that's going to be the moment where you're going to start believing yourself that you can now, how can I put it into words, start manifesting something that you couldn't dare dreaming up until this point. And that is true. I mean, it can be possible. The thing it is that, is it accomplishable or not? It is not yet to be decided. So aside from the things are gonna go very, very well for you guys, and you really kind of like need to start thinking about some kind of a, you know, new endeavor, new perspective and whatnot. Don't get ahead of yourself, okay? Because you will think of it, and whether it is possible or not, it is like a mother's dream for her children. Whether they are fantasies or seeds growing, well, it is yet remain to be of knowing, okay? So you keep it on the back of your head, you kind of like maintain that idea, do what you can, but just don't kind of like throw everything you got into it as of this moment, because it is yet to be established, is it possible or not? It can be possible, but only time will tell. Okay, Aquarius. Oh, and for single Capricorns, imperative time that you do start dating. Okay, just go out with someone. It's very, very important. Even if it is not a person that you are intent to make a relationship with, it is important that you are seen that you are single, right? Very important. And that you are on the field, so to speak, of dating and whatnot. Oh, Yarbi, you also have an inquiry specific. Okay, Knight of Pentacles. The Star. Knight of Swords. I don't know how this person is going to kind of like take place for you guys, but we do have an individual or an entity lost, completely lost. And I'm saying we because my rising is an Aquarius. For some reason, we will have to kind of like tackle with them. So let me explain you what kind of a person we're talking about here. That is a person who is very unable to decide should things go sideways. So they are completely incapable to handle any kind of crisis. They are completely incapable to be adaptable, to be agile, to be emancipated, for a lack of better expression. So if that's, for example, a coworker that you do rely upon, God's be with you, because it's gonna be a terrible experience. And the worst of it is that this individual just doesn't have a vision. They just don't know what to do. They lack morals, they lack standards, they lack ideals. Okay? And unfortunately as well, they are incapable to give or receive love at that stage. Other than that, on a personal level, this week for Aquarius is gonna be a week where Aquarius will have to do what they must rather than what they want to. Okay, so it will be a annoying and an aggravating week for you, but for us, that is not just only for you but for me as well. But aside from that, if we do have the patience and the consistency, certain progress should be made, although we would wish that that progress is kind of like a bit bigger, a bit more perfect than it is, or than it's what's going to manifest from our efforts. So not exactly a pleasant week for Aquarius, unfortunately. And last but not least, we do have Pisces. Are you Aquarius? Taco? Yeah, it's at least when we ain't gonna get bored. You always need to try to look things from the bright side. You know, yeah, the shits are gonna hit the fan, but at least we ain't gonna get bored. All right, the sun. Two of Swords. Nine of Pentacles. It's pretty simple reading for Pisces now. This week, what's gonna make you happy and growthful will pretty much become obvious for you. For example, Pisces, the person that is gonna make you happy will step out and will become obvious. So if you wonder whom you should give a chance, you will wonder no more, because it will, like I said, going to become obvious. The career path that is going to produce a monetary success and expanding growth is also going to become obvious to you. You want to make a choice that is going to make your family happy, but you don't know what option to take. That option will become obvious. So anything that is going to contribute for your natural expansion and for your happiness will become, like I said, obvious. And it is going to be undeniable what you got to do and what decision you have to take. With that Nine of Pentacles, though, next to the Sun card, that only expresses this, that is going to feel ununique and not like underwhelming, but more like a mundane. And some of you may batter yourself, why didn't you figure it out up until this point and you had to wait for so long? Well, there was a reason, and the reason is that before you didn't have all the information, you didn't have all the concept, or in other words, you did not saw the situation from all points of view. But now you are going to do that for one or another reason through the circumstances, and you're just going to be forewarned, therefore forearmed. Well, they can't, Leslie, because one shows what exterior influence are going to affect you, the other how you're going to handle them. So they show completely different subjects. And the moon sign does show how you're going to feel through it. I don't remember what the Capricorn was and the Aquarius was. Well, the Aquarius was your Sun Aquarius. So this is how you're going to handle. Well, you're going to handle with consistency. Just like I said, you may not like it, but you are going to handle with consistency whatever the Capricorn presents. Mm-hmm. Well, you may not have to tackle. Sometimes, you know, the kindness kills the aggression. Yeah. Well, Leslie, it doesn't have to be something major, you know. That's about the general reading. You don't know the magnitude that is going to take as a shape. Okay, for some the magnitude is big, for others it's negligible. They don't even kind of like pay attention to to what is going on, because it's something super small, you know. Because for example, I may say, you know, that whatever you are building, it's gonna fall apart and whatnot, and you may be building a house of cards and it may fall apart, you know. You may be building a PC and it may not start right away because, you know, you have put some kind of a wrong component in it that doesn't have a compatibility. You know, it could relate to anything. That's why these are not your personal readings, okay? So just take them as a reference point rather than a straight away an answer to your question. But who are going to have the answer to their questions now are the people from the super chat. So the first one that we have, that's going to be Yasmin. Yeah, just hold on a second to get the deck, which is meant for personal readings. And it is meant, by the way, the difference, guys, is the chant. I do cleanse my decks, and the decks which are for the collective and for the general readings, they do have a different chant meant on them, or rather like bestowed upon them, rather than those which are for a personal readings. You're welcome, Leslie. Wow. All right, Yasmin. This is going to be the week, right? This is going to be the week. I know that you do have a boyfriend. You mentioned it somewhere in the emails you have sent me. And it seems that your boyfriend is going to make you an offer, a proposal. And what I do suspect that is going to be about, it's related to children. I mean, if how can I put it into words? If you want to have a child, that's the week to try for it, for what those cards are showing. Or at least that's the week to talk about it, okay? That's what the cards are showing. Now, this offer that is going to come from at a very close person to you, and I do suspect that it is your boyfriend. It could be someone else, but it makes the most sense to be your boyfriend. It's going to make concerns you do have up until this point completely irrelevant from there on moving forward. And that thing is going to, how can I put it into words, from there on moving forward, your day-to-day routine in that field of your life, it's just is going to transcend your reality. It's gonna be something you would freaking love, right? Should that be a job offer though, it's going to be with a professional background. What I mean is that it will has nothing to do with you being seduced, and therefore there is gonna be no need for you to deny it. But just so you know, if it is a job offer, it's gonna be for a something small or a short term. So this is the most important thing for you that the week is going to present. The week overall for you, Yasmin, is gonna be lovely. Nancy, thank you for the 20 US dollars. Mwah. Thank you, Nancy. In a short time, you will have your personalized reading, how the week is going to affect you personally. So hold on a few minutes. All right, next, Rocky. All right, Rocky. Those are the cards. And you will be presented with a rather quite of a, I would say that way, bound to succeed enterprise, but the whole thing is gonna feel a bit uncomfortable, for lack of better expression. What I mean is that the potential of a success is going to be undeniable, but that's not going to be the thing you would rather do, and yet it doesn't look like that you're going to have much choice but doing it. And the reason why you're going to feel like you don't want to do it, it has something to do with a risk. Okay, it will feel kind of risky, that is going to undermine everything you are doing up until, not everything, but a big portion of what you are doing right now to solidify yourself, whether in your love life or whether into your career. So the week itself is going to be a call for making arrangements, or rather like a readjustment, so you can prepare yourself to handle both sides. That's doomed to be successful enterprise, and simultaneously carrying on with your current undertakings and your current endeavors. The week is not going to be lovely, just like Yasmin's week that she is going to experience, but yours is going to be very productive if you are willing to put the tears and the sweat that goes alongside with juggling with two things simultaneously. So yeah, I mean, you will have to get your hands a bit dirty here, like doing work or job or performance that you are not very kind of put it into words, not a huge believer of, but it's gonna pay off big time for you. All right, tackle feelings next. Good night, Pisces Moonbeam. You're welcome, Rocky. It doesn't look like a gold tackle. These are the cards. Actually, it does look like a gold, but not in a sense. Well, basically, Taco, it seems that you will be presented with an There is a payoff, yeah, Rocky. You will be presented with a variant, an option available, a choice. And it's not gonna feel good because by that point you would have the impression that actually the deal was kind of sealed, and it's a trend for you that's it's about money. I mean, the last few readings going back a couple of months ago, for you it's always showing up money, mate. So I don't know if it is about the negotiations or kind of like cutting some kind of a deal, but next week is going to be kind of crucial you to get on the positive grace, because those cards here are showing that you are slipping off. You were where you need to be and you aren't right now. I mean, you are kind of like how can I put it into words? You're slipping off the right positions that you need to take in order to let's say it that way, win those money. So you will be presented with the like I said, an option available or a way in. And the thing is that this person that is going to, or rather like an organization, an entity that is going to present you that, they want you to they want you to have at least a chunk of those money or those resources. Let's not put them money, but a resources. Okay, so it's an important week. Okay, it's an important week, and it's a week where you should, I don't know, it's very important that you do follow the rules, okay, that are bestowed upon the deal or the requirements or whatever case. All right, next, Anna. You're welcome, Taco. Those are those are your cards, Anna. Are you planning to do something this week, like some kind of a project? Because what these cards are showing is can I put it into words, a ordeal through trial and error, for a lack of better expression. So that week, although the results are gonna be great, you're not gonna feel that way. What these cards are showing is that you may find yourself being disappointed of yourself, or most likely of the people involved. Basically, someone who, or some people who claim being an exceptional professionalist are not gonna live up to the expectations you do have for them. Okay? And that's simply gonna change your approach toward the project, toward the enterprise itself. And you may think it is a loss, okay? But actually, it is a saving grace. because the example of the reason why you're disappointed and why you may feel a sense of loss throughout the week is going to help you change your perspective and be prepared more for the future of the same enterprise, because that's not going to be the end. So now, although the results are going to be great, you will make a greater of them. And this week is going to deliver you a successful vision, a successful path moving forward, whether to make your business blossom. I don't know if you're dating someone, but maybe to make that love expand exponentially, right? But it is important that you kind of like go through this a stage of seeing that things can go wrong, okay, and that you may end up disappointed. So you readjust your positions in regards to it and be prepared for what is, and make yourself prepared for what is to come through the deliverance of this new successful path for you. So it is importantly that you will learn an important lesson, which will have an invaluable application and execution into your life. All right, next, Yadabi. Message. You're welcome, Anna. Those are cards. Things aren't working. So this is the message. Things aren't working because there is no balance in between what you give and what you take. What I mean is that, in what those cards are showing, is that you want to give into a lost causes and take from places which does not want to give. So you got to change that. You got to start giving to winnable causes and taking from places that they do want to give. So this isn't about you choosing, it is about following the signs. Because it seems that you do have a good accomplishments, Yadabi, you're just not having a follow-up on them. That's what those cards are showing. And the other message is that you are bound to rise from the ashes like a phoenix. Okay? When that's going to happen, I don't know, but you are bound to do that. That is your message. All right, Jasmine, issue with a coworker, can it be resolved in a positive way? Let's check it out. This is a more complicated question. At least a couple of reads needs to be done to be able to make to say for certain. So let's check on the issue itself, because for more accurate answer, I need to check as well on the attitude of the person that you do have an issue with. Because the issue may be resolved, but they may not want to make an effort, all right? So that's a thing, okay? But the issue itself, it can be resolved. Those are the cards for the issue. So walking away or giving up is not an option, okay? Or changing, how can I put it into words? Changing your point of view. The key to accept to resolve the issue is to try both ways, okay? What I mean is that this issue is due to, at least what those cards are showing, a disagreement of application. I don't know if that's certain, but that is what they are suggesting in the grand scheme of things. You do have your opinion and your view. That person has their opinion and their view. And oh, so it's an unprovoked animosity. Okay. Well, the reason for it is the difference of the views. Okay, so you're provoking it, you just don't know that, or that person which you are provoking the animosity of is not saying why, you know, and it's because you do things different way, all right? You have your own way of doing things around. I don't know how to explain it, and it is not wrong. It's just the other person has its own version, and their version isn't wrong either, and it can be resolved by accepting each other. So the best way to do so is to get involved working together, okay? Kind of like only two of you on a certain project, so they can see that your ways are working out, and so you can see that their ways are working out, okay? The reason for that is so you can build a mutual respect. That is the answer, okay? You may not agree with one another, but you need to respect each other, and this is what is going to resolve the issue. And here is the thing, I'm going to draw one more card here. Is that person willing to work with you? Yeah, they are. We do have Judgment, and with the Judgment, very strong card, at some point they ain't gonna have the choice on the matter, okay? But kind of like I said, walking away or being subdued under that pressure, it's not the answer, Jasmine. Nancy Solorio, let's see what kind of a week you're gonna have. Are you dating, Nancy? Not yet. Well, you may be able to start. I mean, these cards are a harbinger of that someone is gonna kind of like show up on the horizon. That's why I asked. There is a specific case to them. Aside from that, Nancy, what those cards speak about, it is the resources you hope for. I don't know what for. Well, a side note, okay, a side note. There was a big fight the last decades about the rights of the women, right? Because women kind of like cried out, and maybe that was true, right? That they need to be equal to men in their rights, in everything. So if you do want to be equal to men, you gotta act equal to men. And why do you want a guy to ask you out? If you are equal to them, ask you. I mean, you ask them out, right? So it's just, it doesn't make sense to ask for all the perks, but not to kind of like endure all the consequences of that. That's my side of, or rather like my view on the matter. But granted, these days women are way more aggressive than men. Okay, so maybe that's without them even knowing it, that is kind of like a side note, because these days more often than not women are chasing. Anyway, yeah, someone, it's very likely that someone is going to show up, and it will be very open for it, for what the intentions are, right? There ain't going to be any games, there ain't going to be any presumptions, there ain't going to be any hints. You know, that guy is going to show up and it just is going to make a claim, for a lack of better expression here, or straight away is going to make you know that they are interested. Now, whether you are interested or not, that is a different subject. Other than that, Nancy, the week will gift you, straight away gift you, okay? The resources required, I don't know what for. But they leave soon? Well, yeah, I understand you. I mean, I am on the same stage with myself, okay? Or with my love life, although I feel like I never kind of like traverse that stage, but that's another thing. So you will be straight away gifted the resources required in order to make a plan come true. I don't know how to explain it exactly. So there is something that you have planned, maybe not right now. You may have planned it a year ago and just left it aside because you didn't have the chance and you didn't have the resources. But that's going to be the week where you are going to feel ready, you are going to feel prepared, and finally you're going to feel that everything is at place. And so you can start it out. That may be a plan for a business, plan for a travel, plan for buying a home, you know, plan for kind of like, if you even will, going on a vacation, whatever the case. But you will have the resources to do it, and the whole process does look like that is going to be very, very peaceful. Although some things are not going to work out or appear to be exactly as you have anticipated, but it's not going to be a big deal. These are going to be a very, very minor aspects, which, by the way, the difference that they will make is going to happen to be better for your plans and for the execution than originally anticipated. So bottom line is that this is going to be the week where things are working out for you. Okay, that's the bottom line. And in your business, by the way, or the work you do, or the people that you're working with, that you do have a professional interactions with, there will be a big understanding in between each other. And it's for a long time now, you ain't gonna mess around with each other's business, at least for that week. All right, and last but not least, News Devon, what do I need to know? I don't think that that's the best food for a gym. I don't know. I mean, I can imagine the look of the bodybuilders in there. You're welcome, Nancy. News Devon, the message for you. Those are the cards. So what we have here is that You can and you will be supported, Nancy, through your development. These cards are saying that you will receive all the support you need. Okay, all the support you need, and that support is going to manifest in a fruitful discussions and as well a very productive, for lack of better expression, cooperation. And when it manifests, when it appears, it will feel like you don't need anything else in order to push through with your enterprises and with your endeavors. That is your message. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for your generosity as well. Thank you. And we're going to see each other next time, which most likely is going to be Thursday. I don't know what the topic itself is going to be for Thursday, but hopefully it's going to be something interesting and something that you would look forward to watch. And up until then, bye.